yeah, I'm going to protect my peace, but this has been on my heart. This has been weighing on my heart because I didn't know that this was a big deal.
It's over, but the real drama is just beginning. Kimmi Scott just blocked Nell Fletcher, and now the Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base is spiraling. Let's rewind a bit because this isn't just a social media move. This block came with some serious behind-the-scenes baggage. Now, if you rewind a little, Kimmi and Nell weren't always this distant. In fact, early on, Kimmi welcomed Nell to the group. She even gave her grace when some of the other ladies seemed unsure about her. There were Instagram interactions, likes, comments under photos, mutual support, but that all suddenly stopped. Kimmi went silent on Nell's posts. No likes, no comments, no tags. And when fans started asking questions, it became clear. This wasn't accidental. Emotions were clearly still running high, even after the cameras shut off. This wasn't just a case of filming fatigue. Something real happened here. And when a woman like Kimmi, who normally keeps things professional, starts drawing public boundaries, that's a signal. But if you think this came out of nowhere, think again. According to insiders, this feud's been brewing like a slow-boiling pot about to spill over. Here's where things started to twist. Somewhere along the way, Nell got closer with Letitia and Marceau Scott. That alone might not have been a big deal, except for the fact that Kimmi and Marceau have a rocky history. Kimmi made it clear in the past that she doesn't always trust Marceau's intentions, especially when it comes to how he handles conflict or positions himself in group drama.
Like when people think I'm being messy. Hell, if I'm being messy, I tell you I'm being messy. I'd be the first person to tell you that I'm being messy.
So when Nell started hanging out more with Letitia and Mauro, showing up in selfies, laughing on live streams, and even echoing some of their opinions during group conversations, it raised eyebrows. Kimmi, being observant, likely picked up on the shift and may have started to question whether Nell was aligning herself with people who didn't exactly have Kimmi's back. It wasn't just a social thing. It became political. In the world of love and marriage, Huntsville, friendships are alliances, and alliances mean everything. So when Nell looked like she was choosing a side, Kimmi took notice. But the real tipping point? There's talk that during an off-camera moment, Nell allegedly made a comment about Kimmi's health journey that didn't sit right. It's not clear what exactly was said, but people close to the situation say it felt dismissive, almost like a backhanded remark disguised as concern. Considering how open and vulnerable Kimmi has been about her health struggles, that kind of comment cuts deep. And for Kimmi, that's not just drama, that's personal. That one comment? It was the final straw. What started as shifting alliances became personal, and Kimmi wasn't about to let that slide. Shortly after filming ended, fans noticed Kimmi had officially unfollowed Nell on Instagram. Now, in the reality TV world, an unfollow speaks volumes. But Kimmi didn't stop there. She hit the block button, and in doing so, made it clear there was no more room for passive energy or fake connections. Naturally, the fan base caught it immediately. Screenshots started circulating and everyone had the same reaction. What happened between Kimmi and Nell? Right after the block, Nell posted a quote on her Instagram stories that read, "Sometimes peace means letting go." It didn't mention names, but come on, the timing said it all. It felt like a jab, a way to acknowledge the fallout without diving into the mess. And then, not long after, Kimmi fired back with her own post. "Distance is peace." Fans weren't the only ones watching. Other cast members liked, disliked, and reposted these quotes. It turned into a digital chess match, each move hinting at the real-life fracture under it all.
Keep it 100. And before you get on social media, TV, YouTube, talking about what you think you know, maybe reach out to the people that you're about to talk about and ask maybe if it's true or not. Because it can land you in trouble when you speak of people that's not true.
Kimmi hit that block button. The tension didn't stay between her and Nell. It spilled over into the Scott family. And that's when things really started getting complicated. Maurice Scott, Kimmi's husband, was suddenly caught in the middle. He tried to keep things from exploding, reportedly making several attempts to mediate behind the scenes. According to those close to production, Maurice was doing damage control, talking to both his brother, Mauro, and his wife, Kimmi, hoping to smooth things over before it got worse. But here's the problem. Not everyone wanted peace. Mauro, never one to shy away from stirring the pot, was allegedly doing the exact opposite. Word is he started leaking bits and pieces of private conversations that were meant to stay in the family. And we're not just talking casual texts. This was real emotional stuff. Things Kimmi may have shared with Maurice in confidence. That kind of breach only made things worse. To Kimmi, it may have felt like the betrayal wasn't just coming from a friend, it was coming from family. And Maurice, stuck between loyalty to his wife and his brother, had no easy way to fix it. You could see it on his face in the last few group scenes. His usual confidence was gone, replaced by this tension you could almost feel through the screen. The rift even started affecting how scenes were shaped in post-production. People agreed that producers seemed to pivot the narrative a bit, trying to keep the family from looking completely fractured on screen. But fans who watched closely noticed, the editing felt more disjointed than usual. It wasn't just about who was fighting anymore, it was about which parts of the fight got left out to protect the bigger picture. And when the family gets pulled in, that's when things get messy. Because this block didn't just split two women, it shook the Scott family tree.
Mayweather.
Over the years, I've been put in these situations many a times. Sometimes I walked away, sometimes I took it head on. And I feel that if I'm pushed too far, which I feel that I'm already at a tipping point right now, that we will be fighting.
While all this was playing out behind closed doors, the set of Love and Marriage, Huntsville was anything but peaceful. According to insiders, the last days of filming were extremely tense. Cast members were walking on eggshells. The bright, usual energy that fills Rap Week was gone, replaced by cold greetings, low eye contact, and a clear divide that no producer could ignore. One source said confessionals had to be completely restructured. Kimmi refused to film with certain cast members if Nell was going to be in the same space. Some of her planned talking points were rewritten to tone down the conflict, but the awkward energy still showed up in her delivery. Even the final cast dinner ended up falling apart. Nell arrived first, looking unbothered, smiling for the cameras like everything was fine. But when Kimmi showed up, the mood shifted. They stayed mostly silent, only engaging when she absolutely had to. The other cast members tried to keep things moving, but you could feel the tension. Production reportedly cut the scenes shorter than planned because it just wasn't working. The vibe was off, and they knew it. What was meant to be a celebratory send-off turned into a Cold War. As for the final cast dinner, let's just say unity left the building. After the public block and the Instagram quotes, fans took to social media, and the reactions were instant. Kimmi showed up loud and proud, applauding her for drawing boundaries and removing people who didn't serve her peace. Supporters praised her for protecting her energy, especially after everything she's been through with her health and the group drama. On the flip side, Team Nell came with their own take. They accused Kimmi of playing victim and twisting the narrative to make herself look like the one who was wronged. Some fans pointed out that Kimmi has a history of staying silent until she can control the message, and they believe this block was another example of that strategy. One person commented, "Kimmi don't move unless it benefits her image. Y'all really think she randomly blocked Nell? This was calculated." Another added, "Let's not forget how Nell had Kimmi's back at that charity event when no one else said a word. And now she's blocked. Yeah, something's off." It didn't stop there. Some fans even started digging into old episodes, trying to find clues that hinted at this fallout earlier in the season.
That's the point. And sometimes it's hard to hear.
Her eyes were moist too.
When she said, "I'm sorry, I love you," yeah, we thought they had a turning point in St. Thomas. Like, by the time we got back, things were very different. The energy, Destiny had by the time we got back was different than what we thought we saw while we were there.
While Kimmi made her stance loud and clear with that unfollow and subtle IG post, Nell took the opposite route: radio silence. She's been posting serene yoga photos, smiling in nature, doing stretches, but saying absolutely nothing. No captions, no hashtags, no hints. Just calm, quiet, and stillness. But fans aren't fooled. Behind that silence, rumors have started swirling. Some insiders claim Nell is holding back because she's preparing to tell her side in a sit-down interview, one that won't be edited, filtered, or shaped by production. Word is, she's tired of being painted as the messy one, while Kimmi gets what some are calling a protected edit. Allegedly, Nell feels like she was thrown under the bus during filming. Certain scenes made her look shady or disloyal, while moments that would have shown her perspective were either cut or downplayed. That kind of frustration doesn't disappear overnight, and if she really is planning to speak, you can bet she's coming with receipts. But sometimes the loudest message is silence. And Nell? She's been real quiet. And that has fans asking, what's she saving for? Now, all eyes are on the reunion. The big question is, will Kimmi address it on camera? Or is she keeping her guard up? There's already talk that Kimmi may have asked producers to limit certain conversations, or even threatened not to appear if specific questions were brought up. Whether that's true or not, it shows just how deep this cut went. Because this wasn't just a one-episode disagreement, it's become part of the larger love and marriage Huntsville story. And depending on how it's handled, it could reshape how viewers see both women. If the reunion avoids it, fans are going to call it out. If it dives in, we might finally get a clearer picture of what really went down between Kimmi and Nell. And long-term, this fallout could impact who returns next season, what dynamics shift, and which friendships survive. OWN has a decision to make, protect the peace, or let the real story play out. As the reunion looms, all eyes are on. Will we get the truth, or just a sanitized version of it? Whatever went down between Kimmi and Nell, one thing's for sure. This drama didn't end when the cameras did. And with both women holding their ground, the fallout is far from over. So whose side are you on? Team Kimmi or Team Nell? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're living for the mess, and don't forget to subscribe for more love and marriage, Huntsville tea you won't find anywhere else.